Passive income 365. This is the Goldshell CKB 2. It earns money mining crypto digital internet coins. We're gonna break down how much it costs, is it worth it? Talk a little bit about that coin it mines, Nervos Network CKB. Mining cryptocurrencies is one of the coolest things in the world ever, but I'm biased. That's why I've been doing it for a while. I love this stuff. It's not financial advice. I'm not trying to come off pushy or shilly or whatever negative term people want to come up with. Make sure to watch our how to set up an ASIC miner video guide and electricity guide if you're new to this. Great beginner resources there. We're dealing with an ASIC miner. It's a specialized computer to mine cryptocurrency. So we're looking at the Goldshell CKB 2. I actually have two of them. So I have the CKB 2 times 2. But it doesn't get you 4. Fortunate. So I've got two. They're pretty much doing the same thing. Got their IP addresses logged into my router. And they were locked. Well, I switched the language to English. I clicked unlock. Put the password. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and you're in. From there, I punch in the mining pool. I use DX pool as my primary pool, F2 pool as my backup pool. Link it out to DX pool down in the video description below. Use the link, support your boy, support the channel if you decide to use it. Always appreciate that stuff. This is the basics of the machine. So I did get the CKB 2 from Coin Mining Central because they are sold out on Goldshell. Pretty cheap miner. That's cool. That's refreshing. Get this thing for like 400 bucks. All right. But how much money does it make? How much money will I make mining CKB? I guess I labeled it Pro by accident. I just wasn't thinking. It's not a Pro. It's a CKB 2, but they had the other like CKB Pro, and all the namings are so tiring. So here's what's really interesting about the CKB in particular, especially given the market conditions. It mines Nervos Network CKB on the Eaglesong mining algorithm, which is the CKB mining algorithm. It's the only notable coin on that mining algorithm. In hash rate mode, 2.1 terahash a second consumes 400 watts. Low power mode, 1.54 terahash a second and consumes 260 watts. So we're going to run the numbers here shortly to see at what mode and what electricity rate I have and you may have, which one should you be using, basically, given again the current market conditions. So here is the mining profitability, how many coins I'm getting. So with this, I'm mining about 330 coins a day. I have two here. The second one only just now went online fully yesterday, giving me about 653 coins. So we're just going to take that number of about 330 coins for one. Make sure we're not doubling up on our math. Pretty easy math. So 330 coins. Settle down. I know. We're getting yachts and stuff. 330 coins comes out to $1.27. Pretty much filthy rich. Get out of my way. You can't sit with us anymore. You can't sit with us. Yeah, that's true. But here's a little bit of hope, you. If we go back to all-time high with this coin, right? So we'll have this, and then we'll have 330 coins. Then we'll be mining $14 a day. After you pay the electric bill, easily clearing 13 bucks. Honestly, that sounds pretty cool, pretty fun, pretty crazy. Yeah, this thing's projected to mine $1.29 a day. Mine did almost exactly that, and it cost about $1 a day to run at a 10-cent per kilowatt hour electric bill. Ironically, at the current coin price and 10 cents per kilowatt hour, you make about the same exact earning in the hash rate mode as well as the low power mode. So if you have 11 cents per kilowatt hour or more, at the current price, it is more profitable after the expense of electricity to use the low power mode. Keep in mind, you use the low power mode and you're going to be mining less coins, and if you hold all these coins and you're holding for that all-time high, the upside, and big opportunity, Well, you'll have less coins for that, but you'll also spend less electricity along the way. If you want to earn passive income with cryptocurrency, how about using a miner that doesn't use much electricity? And there's 3 different models that fit any budget, from a couple $100 to a beefier version. It's a bit more expensive, but mine's earning over $70 a month, and it only costs a few dollars a month to operate. It's going to be the Evergreen miner. I'll link out down the video description below. No matter what you do, make sure to use our code Voskcoin to save money on your order. Personally, I'm hopeful for Nervos. It's a platform blockchain. They've committed to proof of work. They have dApps, smart contracts, NFTs, decentralized exchanges, an Ethereum, virtual machine, scalability, side chain, secondary chain, basically Ethereum competitor, among other things. We talked about a bunch of this stuff recently. They've got their whole ecosystem. You can use the Neuron wallet to, they technically say you can't say staking, but you earn interest on your coins, an inflation shelter, hedge, or whatever it's called. So there's all that going on. Keep in mind, this is a cryptocurrency that has a market cap of $128 million in a sector full of many coins worth billions and billions and billions. $13 million in 24 trading volume. I normally trade my CKB on crypto.com or Qcoin, centralized exchanges. I get in, I get off. You know, if you do make some trades, support the channel. Links out down below. So that's the situation on those. The really cool thing is that this is a really cheap miner to get into, and you know, how long will it take you to break even? It's hard to say. If it picks up in price some, you know, could be much sooner, or it could kind of slump down. I will say they're investing something like $50 million into their ecosystem. It's more than 1/3 of their market cap currently. I really hope and believe that they're gonna see some serious price appreciation with all of the building that they're doing. But when it comes to mining, something that makes the CK Box 2 not necessarily the right buy is going to be the CKB miner K7, Antminer from Bitmain K7. It's much more powerful, it's much more efficient. Like, it's only 10 times the price. But here's the crazy part, right? You're like, it's 10 times the price. Yeah, and it's 30 times as powerful. Dollar for dollar, it's a better move, but these things have flown off the shelf, and CKB's come up in price some. It's up like 25% in the last 7 days. Yeah, 23.5% in the last 7 days, 62% just in the last 30 days. Coin Mining Central also sells the Bitmain Antminer K7, about 7 grand. These things go for 6.5 to 7 grand or more right now. You know, and they're supposed to hit their destinations any day, but Bitmain keeps pushing it back. It was supposed to be December, then it was supposed to be January, now it's supposed to be soon, and then we'll see. It's, you know, sometime soon. The more CKB goes up, the longer Bitmain's going to try to keep those things in-house and do a little bit more testing. That's funny the way that goes. Put it into perspective how much this thing makes. It's projected to pull $40 a day after you pay that 10 cent per kilowatt hour electric bill. $33. That's a lot of money. 11 grand, 12 grand a year. They're gonna make a lot of these until they're not as profitable. But if CKB rockets in price, whew, could be crazy time. I know for sure I'm trying to get at least one in my mining farm. We look at the hash rate history. Right now, CKB network hash rate is about half of what it was at its all-time high peaks between early 2022 and the middle of 2022. Just some things to keep into perspective. CKB is very suppressed in all of its metrics right now. So hopefully it comes out of this and comes out of it strong. And I'm gonna be there for that. I'm gonna be there for that. So I've only had these for, I don't know, several days, right? They've been performing well. Haven't had any issues. Plug and play, easy to set up. A couple things to note. These have the little Wi-Fi cutout in the foam in the box, but they do not have a Wi-Fi adapter with them. Both of the CK Box 2s I have, neither of them have a Wi-Fi adapter. This new 2 model of the Goldshell miner, so there's a CK Box 2 and there's also a KD Box 2 that mines Cadena, KDA. Both of these require 2 PCI 6-pin connections, so they're pulling more juice and they need more PCIe connections to be able to do that properly, safely. Something they neglected to do on some of their previous models that led to them basically shorting out and needing a replacement in order to function properly. So it's nice to see these things hopefully addressed properly up front. Good job, Goldshell. Now, if you can just release some kind of behemoth to compete with the K7, we'd all be intrigued. But yeah, I mean, it's a good miner. It's definitely, it's fun that it's cheap. Like, that's awesome. There's way too many miners that are just thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and it just decreases or increases the barrier to entry, decreases the participation, and thus it leads to centralization of the mining and the distribution of coins, all these newly minted coins. It'd be better to have 10 different people, right, all mining the coin, and maybe that happens with 10 cheaper miners that are also easier to deploy because the CK boxes are easy to deploy on 120 volt, right? Just any outlet in the US house, among other places. They don't consume much juice. All of the circuitry in your home could handle a 400 watt pool 24/7, 365. That's not the case when you're pulling over 3,000 watts on 240 volt, right? So you probably can't even plug it into your outlet, and if you could, it would freaking trip the breaker. But make sure you don't do that because it'll actually just break the device because the voltage is wrong, most likely. But the point here being, right, a lot easier to get into, get involved. I'd rather have 10 people mining the coin than say 1, 2, or 3 that are using these high-powered miners. That's one of the things that like made the early Bitcoin participation so beautiful is they were using CPUs, they were using GPUs, and while like yeah, you had to deal with Mr. Cly, that command line interface, dude, for a lot of it. The barrier to entry was much lower because it's like, oh, let me just point my CPU at that, right? Or maybe you buy a graphics card for it or whatever. The point is that it didn't cost thousands and thousands of dollars to participate, and that's awesome. That's fun. It's engaging. It's decentralized. And isn't that supposed to be one of the key words, that cryptocurrency thing? Another day, mining dungeon. My name is Vosk. We're on the Voskcoin YouTube channel, home of the CMO. That's our Chief Mining Officer. That's gonna be Tails, and just go check on her, see what she's up to. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I'll see you hopefully on the next video.